What? A motor on a cherry picker? Why would we do that, right? So, getting a little antsy here. I have just boxes and boxes of parts. Everywhere the eye looks, there's something packaged up waiting for the S10. Trying to get some, consistent progress out, trying to keep things going. Just moving forward as usual, trying to build the channel, moving things along and focusing and putting all my effort into the channel. So why not build something instead of letting it sit with all these parts? I'm assuming some weather back east, Midwest, stuff like that has been killing the delivery of my parts. I'm just waiting on some stuff. Last week I got my motion stuff super fast. This week I'm getting my motion stuff not so fast. So over the weekend, took the kids out, went and played in the snow. Being not the greatest stepdad, I forgot the sleds. We wanted to get the youngin' out for his first time in the snow ever, which was fantastic. We had a blast. And yeah, forgetting the sleds made things a little difficult. So why be just a sloppy mechanic when I build stuff when I could just do it in life too? So insert.
I'm holding in place.
I think I'm good. Oh shit! Yeah, that's us just having a blast there. I mean, it's a Silverado tailgate. It's not the end of the world. We had fun. I had fun. I crashed on it. They crashed on it. And it sacrificed the latch handle is all because it cracked. I didn't care. If we threw it back on and we drove, we had a blast up there. We didn't find any powder really. It was all more like ice pack, but I'm just rambling and it was a blast there. So home today, supposedly I'm supposed to get my head gaskets and my steering wheel from motion, but my Ryan Tooley head gaskets are really the only thing I need. We have the motor here. We have motor mounts which showed up over the weekend. They're just some generic guys. They're actually really beefy, really fancy. So with the motor mounts, we have the flex plate. We have everything. I mean, we have a training cross member here, we have turbos there, we have manifolds cut up there, a giant mess to clean from one of the dirtiest LSs I've ever come across. That thing was amazing. But we have our SFI flex plate, we have our crank spacer and our bolts, and then we have a transmission and a converter and stuff. I got the flexible dipstick, I have mounts for engine, mounts for transmission. Why not just go ahead and put the short block and the transmission in? That way I know I can make sure the drive shaft fits, make sure the transmission mount fits, make sure the engine fits and the transmission fits. Once I know both of those fit, I mean, yeah, I need to pull it out one time. Oh no, big whoop. All I would have to do is pull it out to do the oil pan fittings. I mean, I can slam the balancer on without the front end on. I can do anything I need to without the front end on. But then with them in, this lets me roughly start mocking up some of the turbo kit stuff. I could kind of fit the front end and start building the little bit of a tubular core support I'm gonna do, and then it would obviously let me start to mock up the radiator, the intercooler piping, roughly where it's gonna go from the intercooler, the little things. It's gonna let me start to mock up a lot of stuff. I have so much stuff that's just sitting. I mean, why not? We went ahead and got the cage done. I totally even forgot to do all that, but yeah, didn't film any of that. We got a little bit of the welding and stuff done. So I've actually been throwing boxes in here and actually using them for welding splatter blocks, but you know what? I'm really happy with those welds. I'll get a flashlight in here, but then I threw just a rough coat of paint on. I didn't get any of the paint down here because we're gonna probably undercoat the floor. I did make a Home Depot trip and get some more of the carbon mist, some rubberized undercoating, just a bunch of essentials. So this week we can focus on trying to get a lot of progress done. Yeah, with that, I'd say we get this transmission on this motor. Well, motor off the motor stand and engine stand, transmission on the motor. Let's just get to work instead of talking. that just kicked my butt. Stupid lens, I swear sometimes. Yeah, that was of course I made a mess. Yeah, I gotta get more kitty litter. Sometimes, I swear. But yeah, I mean, it's in there. Scratch the crap out of the firewall. It's not sitting centered, obviously. It's gonna sit something more like this. It's just hanging there right now. I'm gonna probably go ahead and throw at least the bolts in these ones and just kind of set those there. See if I can take up the slack in this, and then I'll probably lay under it and just set the cross member in. But look at that. That is a LS swapped S10. Yeah, oh boy, I am foreseeing some problems. Keen eye observers are gonna notice the torque converter on the ground and not in the transmission now. S10 flex plate for a 3-bolt converter, and this was a factory 6-bolt converter. So I gotta get a new converter now. That's no biggie. Steering shaft is looking like it's not going to be that great of a time. This is gonna be something. I'm gonna get this motor mount on this side, which means, oh, I gotta take these bolts out. I gotta set some wood or something underneath there. Actually, probably take this piece of metal and go like this. Hey, I might try and find something thinner, but you see what the idea is here? I mean, look at that. That right there should just be my thumbnail. I mean, ta-da, that's an S10 with an LS in it. Oh, I'm so stoked. I'm thoroughly excited because we have everything to get this done. All the wiring, I have the V-bands, I have everything now. Every single piece. So it's just a matter of doing the work when I can get a few moments away from the kids and when weather permits. Because earlier it was raining and then it started hailing, and it was hailing so hard that the hail was actually coming in sideways, and I had to pull the fuel cell and stuff out of the bed that I was mocking up and just checking out. But I'm gonna start cleaning up some of this transmission mess. Probably go ahead and get these mounts roughly set in place so I can see kind of what's going on there. And I think from there we'll probably go ahead and just get a couple more little B-roll shots and, you know, call it a day. Nothing big here. Not trying to get no 30-minute videos every single day. I mean, you guys would love that. I'd love that too, but I'd also be out of content in no time. Gotta get the balancer on. I got all the intercooler piping, and this time I went with a just raw aluminum polished look instead of the black like wrinkle look that I did on the Envoy. Almost said Escalade. Been watching too much A21 Bravo, which if you are not watching, you are mistaking yourself, because that man is a genius. Ryan is awesome. But this was just a good thing to get the motor in, get the tranny in. That lets me check steering later. It lets me check a bunch of stuff that I can just eyeball and do some measuring. But enough talking, let's go ahead and get these motor mounts on. And eyeball up a couple more things, set the transmission cross member under there. And oh, my hands are dirty, but I want to itch my nose. Oh hey, derp. Yeah, so then get that all done. Once we are there, probably end it out. Stop rambling, more working again. looks like we got a bleeder. But that's an S10 with an LS in it, sitting on its own free weight now. The motor mounts are just chilling right now. Obviously, I will have to take these plates and make some very short little guys. The truck pan, not really the move here. Probably should have went with a Camaro pan, Corvette pan, not a Batwing pan. Should have went with like a C5 pan maybe, C6 pan. I'm not sure there. Probably should have just went with a Holly pan or something like that. Truck pan is a little bit of a butt. Fits kind of, but I mean it fits. It's not like the Fox body that I had where it hung down and touched the ground. This looks okay. I mean the truck's sitting on its own weight right now. I can actually pull the jack out from back there. Yeah, I'm so happy. It's an LS and an S10. I've done LS in a 55 Chevy. I've done LS in a 55 Chevy pickup. I've done LS in a Fox body Mustang. I've had one in like a 71 C10, which was essentially the same as my 55. I've had now one in the Envoy, but that's just a stock motor with boost. Because yeah, I turbo everything. But this thing is going to be good. I'm worried about manifolds. I mean, I'm only worried about the manifolds because I wanted to do forward facing and down, which don't look like that's gonna work. I know I can just do up, and that's no biggie to me. Probably will have to do coil pack relocation, stuff like that. The TBSS intake looks like it's gonna fit great. I had the camera just aimed somewhere random. Coil pack relocation, like I said, TBSS intake looks like it's gonna fit fantastic under the stock hood, which is, I love stock hood stuff. It's kind of my jam. Get my welder moved so it's not in the direct rain. Clean up a little bit, but I mean, everything, if it will focus, we're sitting in a good spot. We're not, I can come back actually a little bit, over and back like that, so. Just excited. This is, let's see if we come out this way, if we can actually see the truck. Oh yeah. Wow, I'm just doing wheelies. If this thing does a wheelie, it'll be hilarious. So, we still have the rear shock cross member to weld in that I got. Cage needs more paint, interior needs more paint. That will come later. Like I said, I'm gonna start cleaning up though, because as usual I made a giant mess everywhere, and I hate when I make a giant mess. And that was a little bit of a butt kick trying to get that in by myself. I ended up having to take the front cab mounts and loosen them up to lift the cab, if you saw that. Like I said, the converter is the wrong converter, and I just noticed that now, so I'll have to get another converter. But that's no biggie, because probably have to pull the motor and transmission back out at least once, if not more than once. Lots more work ahead of us. Gonna take longer than I thought. We're gonna spend more than I thought, but solely because I want it to turn out better than I initially planned. And for the first time ever, I can't believe I'm saying that. Yeah, I mean, I can't believe this. Look at that focus. That's so great. That's so great. I'm gonna go ahead and get this all put away and probably actually take a better thumbnail. But with that, I'm gonna let you guys go. Make sure you have done the things that you're supposed to do if you like the content, and if you don't, then say bye-bye, and you've already clicked out probably at this point. But for the rest of you, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing if you did, or are about to, and I hope to catch you on for our next video. We'll leave you there with that. Average Joe Builds out.